What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see back behind me. It turned out to be a really nice day today, all except for this wind. This stuff's howling about 15 miles an hour out here, trying to knock all my stuff over. But I have gotten a few things done, a little bit of testing. And for this one right here, we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna have a little lever action fun and test out some Henrys with some 44 mag and 357 mag. So I got the jelly contraption set up out here, weighed down so it don't get blown away. Got the chrono and 2 blocks of gel. Now I've done one test in this gel so far on this far block, and it was actually a 5.56 test, so really interesting there. I'll leave a link if y'all want to check that one out. But this whole entire front block is nice and clear, so we should have plenty of room to get this done. I'm expecting we might get a little bit of poke through into that second block, but I think I've got enough room to take care of that also. Now I'm gonna keep the heavy clothing barrier for this one also, with the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. I mentioned in that previous video where I tested this 5.56, if y'all would rather not have the cloth on rifle stuff or stuff like this, but until I get some feedback on it, I'm gonna stick with it just like it is. Now, like I said, what we're checking out here today is a couple of Magnum rounds. We've got the 44 Magnum, the Hornady Lever Evolution 44 mag with the 225 grain FTX projectile in it. As you can see there, got that insert in the front. Nice looking cartridge here. The ballistics on this is saying 1,410 feet per second at the muzzle on that. So with these long barrels, we probably see that, I'm imagining. And then beside that one, we're gonna check out some more of the same Hornady Lever Evolution, but this time obviously it's the 357 Magnum, the 140 grain FTX in that one also. Now this ballistics is saying 1440, so really similar, 1440 and 1410, so really similar speeds they're saying on the box. Now obviously there's a big difference in projectile weight. Here's your 44 again. I believe I had them mixed up. There's your 357. Like I said, look identical all except for the size, 225 grains versus 140 grains. And the main reason I chose these specific rounds, this Lever Evolution, obviously as you can see, we're running them out of some lever guns out here. So for your 44 mag, we've got the Henry 44 Magnum big boy, big lever loop on it. Now this has got a 20-inch round barrel on it. And then for your 357, as you can see, we got again the Henry 357 Magnum, color case hardened on this one, octagon 20-inch barrel also. So same barrel length on these, same ammo type, same everything, all except for the caliber and the weight, obviously. So this should be some interesting stuff. Personally, I think on this one right here, for a change, you're pretty much guaranteed some good performance out of these. I don't think we're gonna have to worry a bit, but let me get this stuff set up and let's check them out. All right, y'all, let's see if we can get some speeds. I'm gonna try to get a 5-round average on both of these, starting with this 357 Magnum first. Reason I say I'm gonna try to is because, as y'all can see, I moved from where I was just at. I was getting some high readings over there in my shady area where I usually do my testing. I really never have no problem much here and there. So I moved it out here and I'm getting the same high readings. So either this stuff has loaded a good bit hotter than what they're claiming on the box, because the box is claiming 1440. And I'll just tell y'all now, I'm getting about 300 feet per second more than that off of every round here. But the thing is, like I say, I've tested it in several different locations now. The 44 mag, it's actually running high, this Lever Evolution stuff. I ran a couple of them, it's running pretty high according to the box. But stuff like my AR, it runs exactly what it's supposed to run. I tried the 44 mag, these Lever Evolutions, out of my Taurus tracker. It's running about 200 slower than the box, so that definitely makes sense there. So I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna get the 5-round average on these and we'll go from there and see what happens. Like I said, I'm very skeptical that this is actually right that we're getting here. Y'all gonna see what I mean here. Let's get a 5-round average on it. All right, 1779. I mean, that's over 300 feet per second more. 1787. 1785, 1776, 18 And 1739, so like I said, you're talking about 300 feet per second faster than what that box is saying. Now, I guess they could have got that speed out of a handgun, but that makes no sense saying Lever Evolution. But as you can see, it's not like one of them is super high and then one of them's back normal and one of them's all, they're all pretty consistently at that higher speed. So I'm just gonna go with this for now, and then I'll show y'all some of the other ones too, that this thing is actually reading completely normal. So let's see what that average is for now. All right, so that 5-round average, as y'all can see, is 1,773 feet per second. The box is claiming 1,440, so we're 340 feet per second faster than what the box says. I mean, that just don't seem right to me, but I guess it could be because the extreme spread's only 40 something. Like I said, usually when you get real weird where it's reading weird because of lighting or something, you'll get some super high ones, like I'm talking 6,000-7,000. So I don't know, maybe it's just loaded hot. Let me get it reset and let's check out that 44 Magnum. All right, let's see if we can get some on this 44 Magnum here. 5 rounds from it also. Now the box on this is saying 1410, and like I said, I think you're gonna see this is right much higher also. So we got 1820. 1802. 1803. 1822. And 1813, so again, I mean, you're talking about 400 feet per second more than the box. That just does not seem right to me. Let me check the average on it. All right, so that time, the 5-round average is telling us 1,812 feet per second. 1,812 feet per second, that's again, 400 feet per second more than what the box even says. But anyway, if we go by that 1812, and if you remember on that 357, it was 1773, so you're talking about 39 feet per second difference between them, which that totally makes sense. The spread makes sense, the standard deviations make sense, everything makes sense except these higher numbers. So I don't know what's going on. So what I'm gonna do first, before I go on over and sling some into the jelly, I'm gonna show y'all a couple more rounds and show you that they're reading absolutely fine. All right, so check this out, y'all. I'm gonna run a couple 5.56 rounds across the chrono there. It's these 193 American Eagles 55 grain. I tested these earlier today, this same day, at 25 yards, and they gave me right under 3,000. 2920, 2930, something like that. So up here close, I expect about 3,000 if this thing's reading correctly. So got 3,077 and 3,045. So as you can see, absolutely correct there. And now I'm gonna try these same 44 mags that we just got the reading on from the Henry. I'm gonna try them out of this 4-inch tracker. Now remember, the box is saying 1410, so I'm gonna get kind of close and see what we get. We got 1408. And 1330 and 1373. So as you can see, everything is reading correctly. So either those things are just loaded much hotter than they should be, or they're just tested out of a shorter barrel than what I got. But either way, I'm gonna go with what I got for now. So let me get this reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's OK Corral jelly time. I'm gonna put one of each round into the gel, starting with this 357 Magnum first. I expect good stuff from both of these if they're really moving them crazy speeds. Let's see what this 357 mag does in the gel anyway. All right, that should have been a perfect one right there. Let's go see what I got. All right, y'all, I don't know if them speed numbers was legit, but it did a number down there in that jelly. That performance right there is every bit of legit. I can tell you that for sure. So let's see what this 44 mag does in it. I'm gonna try to just put this one right up under it. Shouldn't be no problem. I almost had a dirty gel block right there. That thing rocked it. Let's go see what we got. All right, y'all, let's check out what we got down here. I can tell you right now, these things are absolutely devastating. As y'all can see on top, that's the 357. You can see it comes in, expands immediately, dumps its little insert there, the little red insert. You can see it, just crazy amounts of disruption and wound action going on there. Carries through this first block into the second block, dropped a little bit of copper right there, and I think I see a couple little specks in here for as far as the jacket and probably some lead, but goes into this second block, and there you can see it sitting there probably a good 4 or 5 inches into the second block, and some really nice expansion on that thing. And then down there on the bottom, pretty much the same story. Absolutely amazing performance from that 44 Magnum. Comes in again, immediately expands and dumps its little insert there, starts shedding jacket, lead, and copper there. You can see fantastic wound channel disruption all the way through this first block. I mean, just look at that disruption, y'all. That entire 16 inches is full of disruption from that round. Drop some more lead and jacket right there, keeps on trucking into the second block, and this one here probably goes about twice the distance into the second block than that 357 mag did. You can see it sitting down there at the bottom, and I don't know how well you can see, but it's also got some very nice expansion on it. So as far as the penetration, these things definitely went deep. This 357 is sitting out here at 21.5 inches, and then the 44 Magnum is all the way out here at 25 inches. So just massive penetration from both of those rounds. Here's your closer look again on the top 357, the bottom 44. I mean, you can just see just absolute devastation out of both of these things, y'all. Look at that. I mean, those kind of wound tracks and disruption, that reminds me of like 460 Magnum and 500 Magnum style tests. Now, maybe not quite as big, obviously, but I mean, that is some absolutely fantastic performance from both of those rounds. All right, let's take a look at these projectiles, y'all. After looking at these, the more and more I see of this stuff, the more I'm starting to think maybe them crazy speeds are correct. I mean, massive expansion on these things. The 357 here, as you can see, I mean, it got every bit of expansion possible. It went past the point of expanding, basically. Because when you see those openings like that, that's at the very bottom of that cavity. I mean, the very bottom, and tried to keep on peeling. You can just see the way it peeled back, shed a bunch of material. There's no doubt about it. And then this 44 mag the same way. Just look at that, y'all. The petals wrapped up under the base of the projectile. Usually the only other time I've seen that, I think I've seen a 500 do it before. I might have seen a 10 mil do it before, but it has to be moving on to get that kind of expansion to wrap the petals up under the base of the projectile. But let's get some measurements on them and see just how much they did lose. I can tell you right now, it's quite a bit from both of them. The 357, it started at 140. And that thing is all the way down to 119.4, so a lot of loss from that one. And our 44 mag here started at 225. It's all the way down to 173.2. So these things definitely shed a lot of material throughout the gel. And then let's check out the expansion on these things. So we'll start with the 357. Now you can tell it lost a lot of lead, which cost it as far as final size. But right there you got 505, 521, and 495. So even though it did lose a lot of material, still some nice expansion on what was left there. And in the 44 mag here, we got 577, 598, and a pretty big one there at 621. So some massive expansion on that, and that's after losing all that material. You're still left with that kind of size on it. So there you have it, y'all, the Hornady Lever Evolution in 357 and 44 Magnum. Absolutely fantastic stuff right here. Both of these things perform just like textbook. Just massive expansion and penetration, crazy amounts of energy. Now, if those speeds actually are correct, you're talking about some incredible amounts of energy. Regardless of those speeds, both of these things did a fantastic job. Now, as far as like using it for a self-defense or personal defense, home defense, some people are probably going to be a little leery of that just because of that penetration. Now, y'all know me, I'd use these things either way, but either way, like I said, we have two absolute winners right here. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap it up for this Magnum lever gun test, and I believe that's going to do it for today for me. Like you saw, both of these rounds did absolutely phenomenal out here today in the gel. Just crazy amounts of disruption and wound channel, fantastic penetration out of these things. Like I said, as far as a hunting round, both of these things I would say would do a fantastic job. Now, as far as using them for a defensive round for two-legged threats, like I said, a lot of y'all probably gonna think that's a little too much, but you know me, I would run these things in a heartbeat and they would definitely get the job done. But let me know what y'all think about them. Any of y'all out there actually use these rounds for hunting? What have you hunted with it? What kind of success have you had with them? Let me know down in the comments what your experience is with it. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you click that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and check and make sure you got your notifications turned on so you don't miss anything when I upload it. Take a second if you would and check out those affiliate links down in the video description. Anything you buy after going through any of those links down there, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I really do appreciate that. Like I always tell you, I appreciate all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all out there for supporting the channel like y'all do. That's probably gonna wrap it up for me for today. This wind is getting crazy out here, blowing dirt all over me. I can feel it gritting in my teeth and everything, so I'm gonna call it right there for today. Tons of really good stuff headed y'all's way, so be on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.